The ocean heart has chosen Princess Alina.
Me? Thank goodness. Our sea finally has its true successor.
Alina has never disappointed the royal family. Of course it was you, sister. You were born to become the ocean's beloved.
Congratulations, future Queen of the Sea. I will always protect you.
Today is also my coming-of-age awakening ceremony.
Wait, why is Princess Luna's name completely blank?
It was never that I failed to awaken. My power is simply something even the sea god cannot predict. I can understand the language of every creature in the deep sea. I can summon ancient ocean currents that have slept for 1,000 years. And even, I can make the entire ocean bow before me. Since no one here needs me, I will leave. I will search for the sea that truly belongs to me.
The ocean heart has chosen Princess Alina.
Me?
No wonder she is Princess Alina. She was born to be the ocean's beloved.
Thank goodness. Our sea finally has its true successor.
Alina has never disappointed the royal family. Of course it was you, sister. You were born to become the ocean's beloved.
Brother, I'm afraid I won't be good enough.
With me here, no one will ever let you suffer.
Congratulations, future Queen of the Sea. I will always protect you.
Today is also my coming-of-age awakening ceremony.
Wait, why is Princess Luna's name completely blank?
The second princess.
She has no awakening?
So that's why she was never outstanding. Her power was blank after all.
Luna, you have embarrassed the royal family again.
Mother, please don't blame sister. Maybe she didn't want this Aenir.
The inner sea of the royal capital has the best resources. You should stay there. I will accompany you and help you complete the Saintess inheritance.
Ellie and I will both stay in the royal capital's Interhigh. You should choose a sea area closer to us.
I feel like my power isn't as strong as everyone expected. What should I do?
After the awakening ceremony ended, no one asked what ability I awakened. No one cared which sea area I wanted to choose.
Your power doesn't matter. The entire Ocean Clan will provide every resource you need.
You were chosen by the heart of the ocean. The royal family will give you the greatest inheritance.
Don't worry. With your brother here, no one can hurt you. Ellie, even if your ability isn't perfect, it will still be better than hers.
Princess Ellie's tail scales are beautiful. They shine like the purest moon pearls.
She was the most beautiful child from the moment she was born.
Luna's a good child, too.
You are such a good girl. You know how to take care of your little sister.
First place in this trial, Princess Ellie.
You did it again, Ellie.
You once said, the Northern War Sea was the place you wanted to go the most. Are you really not going anymore? You once said, the Northern War Sea was the place you wanted to go the most. Are you really not going anymore?
What difference does the Royal Inner Sea make from the Northern War Sea?
Didn't you say that was where sea knights trained and strengthened themselves?
What matters is where Ellie wants to stay.
Siren, you don't have to change your choice because of me.
I want to.
These are for both of you.
It's beautiful.
This is your reward for being chosen by the Ocean Heart.
A pearl like this is worthy of the future sea saintess.
I knew Mother loved me the most. Sister, what kind of pearl did you get? Just an ordinary pearl? Father and Mother must be worried you would lose something too precious. If you want anything in the future, just tell me.
The moon pearl was meant for Ellie. Your ordinary pearl is enough. You have always been inferior to your sister. After leaving home, you must work even harder in your training.
When you arrive at the southern tidal sea, do not bring shame to the royal family again.
Mother, Sister is already very capable. Don't scold her anymore.
I should hate Ellie. She shines too brightly. Bright enough that everyone naturally favors her. But Ellie would also care about every bit of attention Father and Mother give me. And when Mother scolds me, she always stands up for me like she does now. The good in her is never obvious. The bad in her is never complete.
I have gifts for both of you too.
Brother, I knew you loved me the most.
These moontide shells only appear during the full moon tide, don't they? No matter how rare it is. I will give it to Ellie. Because you are my sister.
But I am your sister too.
Why is my coming-of-age gift always given with such carelessness? But I asked these questions too many times when I was a child. So now, I don't even want to ask anymore.
Sister. What happened? I'm tired.
She's always like this. Always wearing that expression. Ellie, don't bother with her. Try the necklace first. Exactly. She's always been difficult. She ruins the mood.
Of course, my little sister. Congratulations, my future queen of the sea.
No one cares whether I stay or leave. When I came out again, it was dinner time.
Ellie, eat more. You must be exhausted today.
Mother, I want fire coral mixed with seaweed.
You were picky when you were young. Why are you still being so selective after growing up? Can't you learn from your sister? Ellie never complains about food.
At that moment, I wanted to say, Ellie is not someone who never complains. It's because Mother only prepares the food she likes. But what I liked, she never cared about. Maybe she knew. Maybe it just wasn't important enough to her. But the words disappeared before I could say them. What would happen if I said it? They would only think I was being unreasonable, that I was complaining again.
Here, I brought this for you.
You really understand me. The banquet was so boring. I needed something sweet. Before I met Ellie, Siren told me he also had an older brother, a brother so brilliant that everyone in his family could only see him. I once naively thought that he and I were the same kind of person.
Why are you still standing there? Drink it. I brought it especially for you.
Siren, I can't drink golden mango juice.
What?
I'm allergic to golden mango.
Really? I remember you drank golden mango nectar before.
But the time he remembered was the first time I ever touched golden mango juice. My whole body broke out in rashes. I could barely endure the pain.
I'm sorry, Luna. I'll remember this forever. Who doesn't drink golden mango nectar nowadays? Don't be so sensitive. Are you going to ruin everyone's happiness again?
So the forever he promised only lasted 3 years. I'm even grateful it's near the royal capital. Otherwise, would have endured years' neglect and endless blame. The next day, Father and Mother planned to go to the Coral Bannet Hall to arrange Ellie's Saintus ceremony.
Why isn't she here yet?
There is no place for me.
Your sister just awakened the ocean heart. She can't be tired. Be sensible.
How old are you already? Can't you just squeeze in?
No place was ever saved for me. Even if I forced myself inside, I would only end up sitting awkwardly in the corner.
It's already full.
Then go there yourself. It's not far.
You go ahead.
The palace was so quiet, as if no one remembered I was still here. That day, I cooked myself a bowl of seaweed noodles. I added a lot of fire coral sauce. It was so spicy that I wanted to cry, but I enjoyed every bite.
Why haven't you arrived yet? Hurry up and come here. Don't keep everyone waiting for you.
Not going. After returning to my room, I started packing my things. I only brought the clothes for the current season. I figured I could buy the thicker fur shawls when I get to the Tide Sea in the southern lands. As for everything else, I left them all on the table. All the stardust I'd saved up for Earges is gone completely. My stardust! My star sand! How is this possible? I clearly left them right here. Where on earth did you go? Sister, does it look good? My mother, the queen, just made this for me. I heard she used loads of stardust sand on it.
Did you go through my stuff without permission?
What do you mean by touching your things? You eat and live in the royal palace, and you feel wronged just because I took a few grains of star sand? I don't mule raised you for nothing.
That's different. If something really happens to the royal palace, I'm willing to take out those star souds. But Mother is just doing this to make a dispensable bracelet for Elena.
Taking something without asking is stealing. That's my own thing.
Watch your mouth! What do you mean by steal? That's our queen mother!
You're being way too extreme. When has there ever been such a thing as tolding between family members? The queen took your stardust because she was worried it wouldn't be safe for you to carry all that stuff alone when you go out. Fayez, Elena has been chosen by the heart of the ocean, so as her older sister, it's only right for you to give her a gift to celebrate.
But those are the things I saved up, for bit by bit. I held back from buying that beautiful pearl chiffon dress, from getting new hair accessories, and even from stocking up on my favorite fire coral jam.
Give it back to me. Return my stardust sand to me.
Iolding turned it into a shrozelid. How am I supposed to return it? And besides, you, with an empty awakening tome, what right do you have to take such a fine thing?
Mother, please stop arguing with sister. It's all my fault.
How about I take apart this bracelet, and I'll make up the rest to Sister from my own jewelry?
That's enough. You've really grown too big for your boots. Go to your room and think about what you did, and don't come out without my permission.
No! I didn't do anything wrong! After all, I couldn't match the strength of an adult man.
Don't cry, Elena. It's not your fault.
Luna is just way too selfish and overly concerned with trivialities.
Sooner or later, she will realize how out of line she was today.
They all say that Mother Queen is right, and Elena is innocent. I am the one who did wrong. It's all my fault for being so selfish and calculative. But Elena already has far more than I did. Why did you have to take even the last little bit I had saved up and keep it a secret from me? I curled up into a ball and wept in silence for a long time. As punishment for my wayward behavior, everyone ignored my existence. They did not call me for meals, nor did they take me with them when they went out. Even the meals the servants brought me were always cold. They thought this would torment me into apologizing on my own initiative. But for the past 18 years, I've been ignored all along, and I've long been used to it. Since there was still some time before I had to head to the Tide Sea in the southern realm, I secretly took up a few odd jobs on the reefs outside the royal capital, organizing scrolls of shells for merchant caravans and copying nautical charts for the old priest. Occasionally, I also go to take care of injured small marine mammals. No one cares what time I leave home or come back every day. What's more, no one notices that I'm gradually erasing all the shell toys, the old till dress, and the shell rollers I ruined while practicing Shrake-controlling magic. I tidy them all up and put them away. I've also sent all the things Siren gave me before along with the Trion Beach he wrote for me to an orphanage in a remote seaf area. After obtaining the access permit for the Tide Sea of the Southern Realm, I took one last look at the palace where I had lived for 18 years.
When I was 8 years old, I was forced to give up my original room because Elena needed a crystal chamber dedicated to practicing sacred hymns.
In the long corridors of the royal palace, only portraits and awards of Elena are ever hung. My trial badge, on the other hand, was casually tossed into a drawer, where it lay untouched for so long that dust had gathered even on its edges. I've long been wanting to leave this place. With my scanty luggage, I made my way to the Ocean Gyuji's current post station in the royal capital. That Saintess banquet was destined to have only one protagonist. Go and enjoy your feast. I don't want to be that awkward background figure listening to all the nobles take turns heaping praise on her only to brush me off with also clonched at her awaking ceremony. That's nice. Years have passed since we parted, and we shall never meet again.
Your Prince Elena has been the most darling child at the capital, and now that she has been chosen Wart of the Ocean, she will surely have a boundless future ahead of her.
Not really. She's just a sensible kid. We parents didn't have to worry much about her. We just tried our best to provide her with the best resources available.
Irina, your bracelet is so beautiful.
Just made for her by the craftsman 2 days ago, using top-quality starshot and Muline pearls. Long Irina Seawind? What is for Muten to spend at her Leffert?
Irina naturally deserves the best.
May I ask, which one is second Princess Luna?
High Priestess, could you have made a mistake? This is Arlena, the saintess chosen by the Heart of the Sea today. You must be looking for her, right?
High Priestess.
My apologies, Your Majesty. In this year's Adult Awakening ceremony, there was a mermaid who could summon ancient ocean currents. Upon verification, it is Her Royal Highness Princess Luna. We need to see her in person.
Did I hear wrong? Wasn't it said that second Gorgeous Luna's awakening record was blank?
How could a blank record summon ancient ocean currents?
That's a power that even the Temple of She-God rarely detects.
High Priestess, could you have made a mistake? She has been slow in spirit power since childhood, and her trialing results have always mediocre. She could how possibly summon ancient oceans. Could it just be someone with the same name, or is there a problem on the Awakening Registry?
Please see for yourself, Your Majesty.
Luna.
Your Majesty, this is the result, re-verified by the Temple of the Sea God.
How is this possible? Is it real?
I heard them say just now that you'll stress down to Singsha.
Couldn't it that they nek Luna's things is to make it one true Elena?
No, impossible.
Luna couldn't even rank near the top in ordinary trials. How could she summon ancient ocean currents? You must have made a mistake.
Princess Luna did not just summon ancient ocean currents. What's more, she can understand the language of all creatures in the deep sea. It's just that her power exceeds the vines that Portray Awakening registered them. This is also why her name appeared blank on the day of the ceremony. Will be a haimo lot excellium. The verification by the Temple of the Sea God will not be wrong.
The one truly chosen by the ancient ocean currents was actually Princess Luna. Then what about this Saintess Ponquit just now?
Return my starsman to me.
You with a blank awakening registrar. What right do you have to keep such fine things?
Luna! 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 Why is there no response?
Luna, where are you? Don't throw a tantrum today. It's your sister's Saintness banquet. Come back quickly.
Luna! Where on earth did you go? Do you have any idea how embarrassing you've made the royal palace look because of you?
She cut off all communication.
May I ask again, where exactly is Princess Luna right now?
Doesn't the royal family even know where the second princess is?
Ignored to such an extent, no wonder she would leave.
Since Her Royal Highness the Second Princess is not present, today's verification can only be temporarily cancelled. Please find her as soon as possible. The Temple of the High God needs to confirm whether her Melia's is windy.
Luna! Where on earth did she go?
Nake's second prince, who's always quiet, cinchable, and sashily ignored by them did a cut-off soul mutination. Take a Shurnus banquet to have the may screwed for arena, and mention a complete farce. After a long and arduous journey, I finally arrived at the South Tide's height. The trondle of the color the outside had drugently changed from bright siltlan to a deeper, quiet dark blue. I eternally felt relieved, as if my thorn stuck in my heart for 18 years had finally been pulled out. Although it still hurt, at least it wouldn't rot anymore.
Are you a newly arrived practitioner? Royal lineage, Luna?
Yes, it's me.
Truly impressive. The residence is at the Eastern Coral House. Follow me.
Because I arrived early at the South Tide Sea, the residence was still very empty. I spent an afternoon packing my things one by one, and went to the nearby small market to exchange for a new high-algae soft pad. No longer what Irina picked over, nor old things casually handed down in the palace. At night, I lay in that unfamiliar little room, listening to the ancient currents brushing softly against the reefs outside the window. I slept more peacefully than I had in a long time.
It hurts. I don't want to eat the bitter kelp.
I know. The wound still hurts, doesn't it?
You can understand them?
A little. I can understand a bit.
You belong here. If you ever have time, you're welcome to come help out. I'll pay you in Star Sun, on time, every time.
So this is what Star Sun sounds like, when you've earned it with your own hands. On the day I received my first monthly payment, I went to the busiest little market in the southern reaches. Eat whatever I wanted. Buy whatever I wanted. No need to watch anyone's face. no fear that it might be taken away the next moment. Once formal training began, my days were packed to the brim. And yet, news from the capital still found its way to me, no matter how far I was.
Princess Luna, word has come from the capital.
Speak.
The Queen has been waiting outside the Sea Temple these past few days, saying she wishes to apologize to you in person. She also asked the Sea Temple to pass along a message that she's been the one who wronged you all these years.
Acting. They've always been good at that.
If you wish, the Sea Temple can arrange a meeting for you.
Let them be.
But the Queen has been waiting for days.
That's her own doing.
What if they actually do come looking for you?
I have my own training now. My own life.
Then how should I reply?
I don't have time to see them. The first one to find me was Father. He traced my training schedule through the Southern Tide Tower.
Luna, at last, your father has found you.
What are you here for?
These past days, the palace has been in turmoil. Your mother has been weeping for days. Her eyes are nearly swotted shut. Luna, come back to the capital with me.
Your mother has been crying for days. Her eyes are nearly swollen shut. Elena is also in a daze, barely able to focus on her saintess training. The palace is in utter chaos.
What does that have to do with me?
How can you say such a thing? That is your home. You left in such a hurry. Your royal identity badge and a few old belongings are still at the palace. You'll need to come back with me to retrieve them, won't you?
No need. Keep them for Elena.
Luna, I know you think we favored Elena over you, but you're being far too unreasonable. You can stir the ancient currents. Why didn't you say so earlier? If you had spoken up sooner, how could we have ever treated you that way?
So what you're saying is, if I couldn't stir the ancient currents, I deserved to be treated that way?
That's not what I meant.
I've made myself clear. I'm doing well now. Please stop disturbing my life. I'll leave the Southern Tide Sea for a place you will never find. The second one to come was my brother.
You've come a long way. You've learned to leave the capital and to forsake even your own father and mother. Luna, I'm talking to you. Are you deaf?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I think you're the one with the problem.
Do you have any idea what the palace has become because of you? The nobles are all laughing at us, and the Sea Temple sends someone every day to ask about your whereabouts.
Can't you have some consideration for father and mother, for how hard this has been on them?
Are you even listening to me?
Consider what, exactly? I spent 18 years as the obedient daughter, giving everything to Elena.
Now I've simply left the capital and chosen the sea I want. What's wrong with that?
You're selfish. Cold-blooded. I knew it, you were never likable as a child, and now you're even worse. Alina has been so worried about you that she can't even focus on her saintess training. Does your conscience not bother you?
That's her problem.
Luna! Stop right there!
But this isn't the capital. It's not the palace where he can barge in anytime and lock me back in my room. In the end, he didn't dare to follow. The third one to come was the siren.
Luna. Why did you cut off my call? Won't you even give me a chance to explain?
Explain what? Explain how you trampled on my sincerity over and over again for Alina's sake?
Luna, I don't understand. What exactly did I do to wrong you? Back then, I didn't know about your abilities. I thought you truly hadn't awakened. Was that really a sin?
But you never even asked me. Not even the time for a single word.
I'm sorry. It was me. I overlooked you. I was wrong, Luna. I was a bastard before. I always leaned towards Alina, without even thinking, because I thought you were strong enough, and she needed protecting more. Come back to the capital with me, please. I promise. I promise. From now on, I will never let you suffer again.
Siren. Do you think that as long as you say you soft words, I'll be moved? Just like before? And come obediently back with you?
Luna, I mean it.
Your sincerity costs too little. And there's still one thing you haven't understood. I left, not out of spite, and not to wait for you to come find me, to beg me back. I left because I no longer need any of you.
Luna.
Go back, Siren. Years passed in a blink. At the top of the Southern Tide Seas training roster, my name stood first. Over these years, I learned to read the direction of every ancient current, and I learned to speak with the silent creatures of the deep.
It hurts. Right here.
I know. Don't be afraid.
Thank you, Lady Luna.
Luna, you were born for this sea.
I was no longer the second princess who cowered in the corner of the palace, earning a scrap of attention through obedience. I had grown scales of my own, and they carried my own light. And at last, I had found the sea that truly belonged to me. Now I chart the southern waters, care for the young sea creatures, and occasionally join the reef patrols to calm the rogue currents. The star sand I've saved up is more than enough to live well. I'm living well. Better than all 18 years in the palace, combined. Those I once called family came looking for me a few times.
The tidal array in the capital's waters is failing. You need to return and help stabilize the ancient currents.
I refuse. He stood outside the Southern Tide Tower for a long while, and in the end, left with his tail between his legs. Later, my brother slipped up during a patrol mission, nearly ended up before the Sea Clan Council.
For the sake of old times, put in a word with the Southern priest for me.
I'm not your sister. Alina is. After that, I had the patrol escort him out of the southern waters. As for Siren, I heard he stayed in the capital's inner sea, accompanying Alina through her saintess training. But after the Sea Temple re-examined her, Alina's position as saints was no longer as secure as before.
Luna, I want to start over.
Tell him to stay far away.
Luna. From this day forward, you are the guardian of the southern tide sea.
The ancient currents are bowing to her.
But later, I came to understand. The sea is vast. It was never just the waters of the capital. I don't need to be anyone's shadow, and I don't need to wait for anyone to look back at me.
Luna, what are your plans from here?
Keep moving forward. To see farther seas. To the future.
The mountains and roads of the past are long behind. No need to look back. Now the tides stretch for 10,000 miles, and they all answer to me. My journey ahead is my own sea of stars.